This is the June 2020 copy of Consumer Reports, and this signifies that the alarm has been sounded. Microplastics are the hidden danger to your health and the health of every living creature on Earth. The research presented in this segment is of critical importance. We will examine what microplastics are, how they get into your food supply, and what you can do to protect the health of you and your family. This is extremely important to expectant mothers and those of you who are planning a family. Research indicates consumed microplastics can even be transferred to an unborn fetus. Please stay with us to the end of this segment, and we will offer products that can minimize exposure to microplastics in your home and in your body. Share this information with all of your family and anyone you know in the healthcare field. This topic is that important. And now, microplastics, the hidden danger to your health. Okay. It is said we eat one credit card of plastic a week. I'm going to get a month serving in one setting.
Good morning, Jim. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine, Justin. We got a very informative show, and we talked about we wanted to bring something to the public or something to the attention of the public that affects every living thing on Earth.
And the deeper you dive, the more terrifying it becomes.
That is true. So it doesn't matter your political party, your sex, whatever you believe, this is something
Human or animal.
It impacts your life, from earthworms to eagles.
Yep.
And it is terrifying when you get into it. As you know, I've been into the, quote, water business, owned a water purification company, worked for a plumbing company, and I said our next crisis will be water. And I thought would be the availability
Yes.
or no availability or very little
Just
availability
water as a
of
commodity.
water as a commodity, or the pollution of it. But this is a whole new type of pollution. It's called microplastics. As you can see by the June issue of Consumer Report, it's now coming to the forefront, and we want to bring a lot of information we found over the next couple of years because it is so encompassing.
And it seems like every time someone does a study, they find out how much is affected. They found it on the bottom of the deepest parts of the ocean. We have infected plastic.
We found it in plankton, and we will show some videos we have. So this is a very, very important subject. Please click on subscribe, click on like, and tell your friends about this. Everyone should hear it.
And for those that have heard the word microplastic but don't fully understand, it is a broad definition. They're any piece of plastic that is smaller than 5 millimeters in size. That can be man-made or just from breakdown. We have a primary microplastics, and those are the ones that are actually manufactured to be small microplastics. You can think plastic beads, glitter. They have any types of cosmetics, toothpaste, face washes. There was
bar
the ban,
soap.
Bar soap. If it has any abrasives in it, those are primary microplastics, and those were actually engineered to be tiny plastics. The secondary microplastics, which seem to be the primary in some form, was banned a few years ago from cosmetics in the United States, from the body washes. But the secondary microplastics are a whole nother world of trouble, and that comes from just a breakdown of larger pieces of plastic. If you've ever let something sit outside that's plastic for too long, it starts discoloring, gets hard. That's the kind of breakdown that occurs. But in the ocean, with the waves and the sun, it just breaks into smaller and smaller fragments. And those fragments don't go away. They just float around and are eaten by plankton.
They're eaten by fish.
Moves right up the food chain.
They're eaten by a lot of things, and they find their way not only in the ocean, but in the air. And we're going to talk about a number of ways that you would never dream that you have microplastics in your body. I can pretty much guarantee everyone listening to this, if they knew how much microplastics was in food, water, and their body, they'd be terrified.
Well, in a previous episode we made during the course of Earth Day, we were talking about how I had seen an article about microplastics, but grossly underestimated how much we were actually consuming. I think the statement was 4 to 5 credit cards over the course of a year. And in your research, you found something a bit more alarming.
Apparently, we eat 1 credit card a week in microplastics. Now you say, how is that possible? Because if we took in so much, certainly we would feel it. Well, when they're so small, you're going to feel it in a different way. You're going to feel it in your immune system is going to be compromised because those microplastics are made up of materials which contain chemicals, and those chemicals,
colorants,
are released into your system. So I think it's a huge health issue, and we'll talk about that and deep dive into that. And we also have a statistic on how much microplastics are in your bottled water and the source of micro.
Buying bottled water, you would be getting something pure.
Well, I've never felt that because in selling water, I knew that space at the top of your water bottles will grow bacteria. There's no doubt. And especially in Florida, if you leave a bottle of water in the car overnight or a couple of days and you go to drink it, well,
becomes its own ecosystem.
Yeah, it becomes its own ecosystem. We'll talk a little bit about this, and then we're going to talk about the type of plastics and how they break down and get into the system. But the problem with the water bottle, I think, is a major one. Not only are there microplastics in the water bottle, the off-gassing of the bottles, the plastic bottles we use, adds chemicals to the water, and then when you throw the bottle away, where does it go? Well, you say, I recycle it. Well, the ocean's recycling a lot of it. The beach is recycling a lot of it. So is when you ride down the road. And most of the stuff in the country is not recycled. I mean, we gave it a go, but we're not doing a very good job of it. And here's a chart. And we'll put all these up on the website so you can see them. We have a lot of information. Nestle Pure Life concentration of the